Yeah, my son's sitting back there. He said he's going to take it a little easy today, but I'll just start out. I'm not as comical as David was earlier today, but a couple years ago, I actually purchased the Rocket Everlast notebook when it first came out. And for all you that don't know this, this is one of the coolest tools, and I wish I had it when I was in college. But here's the whole purpose behind my little project, okay? I've taught math for a long time, 20 plus years, and with more writing being prompted on math teachers and how do we show math, it's great to be able to use Microsoft Word to go in and use the symbolic editor, or use Google Docs and use its little symbolic editor to put the math notation in. But as a math teacher, sometimes we actually want to see what mathematics looks like in written format. Now, here's the thing about it. Number one is, yes, if you had an iPad Pro and you had the pencil and things like that, it's great, but that's also over $600 to $700 minimum starting out cost. You could also look at the, touch screens with your laptops and with your Chromebooks. The problem again is it is an extremely high cost. And without that funding, how can you actually do this? Well, the one thing that I found, of course, like I said, a couple years ago, I saw this Everlast Rocket notebook, and I was an innovation coordinator for a district through ARI, and it really interested me because, number one, it did this. It allowed me to write on the notebook. It allowed me to use water to erase the notebook, but it also allowed me to use my smartphone, it could be Android or an iPhone, and it would allow me to scan the documents. Now, it's really cool because, number one, as a teacher, and he's going to be the one doing the activities and I'm going to help him, but being the teacher, going and collecting all the papers up in the classroom's great, and handing them back and grading and things like that. But there's also the thing called accountability and also collecting data so that we can analyze these things. What was really cool about this is that it takes less than 3 seconds to scan a document. Once it's scanned, I can hit another student, another student, another student, another student, another student. I can actually have louder. You should have got better mics. I'm just joking. But it will allow me to scan multiple documents and put them in one document, which makes it really handy for me. Yes, I could go to the copy machine, run down there, scan, then get it as a PDF, then I have to put it in a location. This actually did better. I mean, it scanned it into a PDF. It also did this. It places it in a location. Number one, maybe I want to send it to my email, okay? It does that. It also allows me to send it to Google Drive, OneDrive, Box, I can't even think. There's like 9 to 10 different apps that it will allow you to send it to, which is awesome because, number one, here's the thing. This is what cost, $29, and you get the friction pen with it. It is a special piece of paper and friction, which means it is an ink pen. That's the only downside. As a math teacher, I don't like it, but guess what? I can still use water and a paper towel and just wash that piece away and then rewrite it. And you can buy it in Walmart. $29. $29 compared to $699. Major difference in cost, especially for any average person. Here's the big thing about it. I can store it. I get the app. You get the app. You get the app. You get it. We can all use the same thing, but I'm sending it to my administrator to review all those pieces of work. The student picks it up. He sends it to his own personal G Drive or a Google Drive or whatever. Another student working in the group may want it put on OneDrive. He can do it that way. It's really unique. The key thing, too, is that if you look at this, it has little dots on it. So as a math teacher, you might think, oh, yeah, I can use those as a graph. Well, here's the other thing that I really found out about it that I like. Anything that actually sits inside that box scans. So I could actually take a piece of graph paper, put it inside here, could write on it, write my notes underneath it. It scans up to that document, which is really nice. The cool thing is that since I wrote the grant, they've dropped in price. So I think this morning when I looked, it was like $19 online for this one I have. There's a new one called Fusion. So for all you college students or students wanting to go to college and stuff, it actually has templates already built in. So that graph paper that I talked about, calendars and things like that, it's already built in. Working together as a team collaboratively, this is major because number one, we could build our document, we can send it, email it. If I want to start over, paper savers. This is all I need the rest of my life for college. So as a student, we're looking at purchasing about 30 of these for our students in the classroom. We bought extra pens and things like that, and it also has markers. So you can actually highlight and make things stand out even better. Over the summer, there's another actual additional piece. It's called Beacons. Beacons actually expands this. My thought was, when I was actually looking at this, hey, maybe I can photocopy this, make it bigger, the page, and then write on it like that. Of course, a little bit illegal on that. So didn't do it. Wouldn't work anyways. They've got an ideal behind it. But here's the thing. They actually came up with an ideal of actually being able to do this with the papers. But then they came up with something called Beacons. Beacons goes in the corner. 4, take a whiteboard. Don't have a LCD TV or a panel that you can write on, a whiteboard. You can actually go up and then write your information inside it, stand back with your phone and scan, and guess where it goes? To whatever you selected, which is really unique and neat for you, the consumer, to use. So my thought is, yes, I love my iPad Pro. Yes, I love my touchpad and all that. But as a student going back and forth, I carry this in my coat pocket or in the back pocket if it's big enough. But I can take my notes when I get home, scan, take my little piece of paper with water, wipe it clean. I can start over. I'm limited down to this. Even though this is not a hardware technology, it is a technology that is extremely cheap and very useful to each student. But what I would like to say again for the students in math, because I'm just talking about math, you could actually use it in any other field, which I actually think I talked to our English teacher about it here a while back writing a grant. It'll help us to visually see those writing skills and stuff, and then also document that. And we'll have it stored so that way if we want to compare different types of work, I don't have to go and try to look in a storage file cabinet or something like that. I can go online in those storage files that I already have set up, and then I can look at those. So the key thing is the Rocket app is free. The book's $29 with one of the pens, and the pens are like no different than any other pen. I think it's like maybe $2 or $3 for 2 pens. So you can get the markers. The marker's a little bit different, but it's not much, and $3 or $4. But at the same time, what we look at doing with our kids is using it to help drive that instruction, to help motivate them, and also to do that data analysis that make them better. Any questions? Yes, sir.